Over the next 6 to 12 months, this farm is going to change quite a bit. Wasn't supposed to be hot today, but it's hot. We just ordered $1,200 worth of trees and they're sitting in the sun. That's bad. I need to move them. The spot here will be shady at least until late afternoon. Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil. In case you're new here, we've got a 43-acre Christmas tree farm primarily here in Central Virginia, which we started in 2018. We bought the land in 2018. First trees were planted in 2019, and what once was just a barren hayfield is now covered in gorgeous Christmas trees. And just behind the camera here on the other side is kind of the other half of our field that we haven't yet planted in Christmas trees, and that is the fundamental change that we are going to see in the next 6 to 12 months. This year was the last year we did a flower festival, and we've done that for a couple years now. We have tried a few different things here on our farm to generate revenue and also to get our name out there, give us a reason to advertise and market and draw people to our farm, really with the purpose of exposing them to our Christmas trees and hoping that a portion of them will come back at Christmas time in future years. So the time has come where the majority of that side of the field, not the majority, all of that side of the field is full. And now we need to plant this side of the field in trees. This has been the plan all along. And because we are now planting this side of the field in trees, we won't have this vast open space to do a big sunflower planting again in the future. And that is the primary reason why we're not doing flower events anymore. On top of that, the flower events just aren't as good of a moneymaker as what we have seen at Christmas time. So this needs to get mowed today, and we need to prep an area large enough for the trees in those boxes, which is 200 trees. And it's not a huge space. They go a little bit tighter than you probably think. So we really only need to prepare a small portion of this field, but I do want to go ahead and get the whole thing mowed so that on the rest of it we can plant our winter cover crop here real soon. Got that whole field mowed, and it took a little while, and I had to take a break in the middle. Stirred up so much dust and pollen and whatever, my eyes just completely swelled up, and I was squinting out here and constantly rubbing my eyes, and I had to stop partway through cutting and then take some antihistamine, take a little break, put on some glasses, came out and finished it up. I'm feeling a little better now, but my eyes still feel like they're a little swollen. I don't know if you can tell, but they feel like it. I need to switch to the tiller now on the tractor. We'll till one straight row right up this side of the field. I got this tree here. There's actually two, one small cedar tree and a pine tree here that I want to remove at some point. We're not going to do it today, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do a straight line up this side of the field on the right side of the tree, and that will be my starting line for all of the planting that we do on this part of the field. So every additional row will be 8 feet off of this first one, or the second one, you know what I'm saying. Each row will be 8-foot spacing, but we're just going to go ahead and get the first one down, and as long as it's good and straight and we pay attention to what we're doing, each of the other rows will be good and straight as well. So I've just got my long tape measure here. I'm going to stretch it out 180 feet, and I'm going to put a stake at the midpoint and at the end. Watch your foot, Max. So the first thing we do is just snip off all the lower branches at least 6 or 8 inches up the tree. If they're really small trees, I'll do a little bit less, but these are pretty good size. These lower branches are completely unnecessary as far as Christmas tree production goes. You figure when the tree gets cut, it goes into a tree stand, so you don't want any branches down there anyway. And this one here, I can already tell some of these upper branches need to get trimmed so it starts to form a good straight top on what will be the Christmas tree. So that should straighten itself up as it grows and become our leader, as it's called. So you get the idea here. Dig holes, put trees in it. There's not much to it. These trees coming in those little pots are very easy to plant versus the bare root trees. And you can have with bare root trees roots of all different lengths and all different widths. They can be a little bit more difficult to plant. But these are really straightforward, and we've had really good success planting these in the past, which is why we're doing more of them right now. So we'll just jump ahead to tomorrow now, because the family's going to come out and help plant some more. They are a really big help in laying out the other rows. They can do a lot of the measurement work while I'm on the tractor, and we can just go ahead and get that part done really, really quick. And the extra hands digging holes, planting trees makes it go by pretty quick. All right, well, it took us a day or two to get it all done, but it is done. So that is 200 more Murray cypress over in this section of the field, and we're pretty excited to finally see this half of our field starting to get some trees in it. We thought when we started this 7 years ago, this would have already been done, but some of our heavy losses in the early years kind of set us back a little bit, and now we are finally getting to filling this side. In the spring we'll have some more pine trees and some other types of trees come in, and we have another order of some cypress coming in, so there'll be even more trees by the time we get into March of April of next year, filling up this half of the field. Once these trees are all grown up, they will look like these trees right over here. So we have here Murray cypress that were planted in 2022 and 2023, and many of these over here are ready for harvest, so they'll be tagged as available for this upcoming Christmas season. These rows are some Leland cypress. When we first started doing cypress, we were kind of mixing them. We got small batches in the first couple orders, and we did a couple rows of Murrays and a couple rows of Lelands and a couple rows of Murrays and a couple rows of Lelands, and we alternated. So this section up in here is all mixed up, but as we expand into the future, we'll have dedicated blocks for each of the different cypress varieties. And in case you didn't know, the Leland cypress, which is this here, tend to have a lighter, slightly lighter green color and more dense foliage and fewer strong branches, where the Murray cypress has very similar foliage overall, but inside the tree you can kind of see you get more pockets for ornaments. You get some more heavy branches that can hold some stronger branches that can hold heavier ornaments and that kind of thing. So I think long term we'll probably end up doing more Murray cypress than Lelands, because they just make a really nice looking tree, and some of the big drawbacks that the Lelands have, the Murrays don't have, with those stronger branches, and they also tend to require a little less spraying. They're a little bit more disease resistant than the Lelands are. So we'll still get a few Lelands here and there. Some people like them, and you just never know. There could be like a new fungus of some type that comes in and attacks all the Murrays, and then we'd be stuck with nothing. So we'll probably always still bring in some Lelands, but as far as right now goes, I think we're going to do like a 3-to-1 Murray cypress and Leland cypress ratio. So for every 300 Murray cypress we bring in, we'll do 100 Lelands or something like that. So if you guys follow us for a while, you will slowly see over the next 12 to 18 months, the rest of this field will get completely filled in. And at the same time, we will be harvesting trees from over there where the mature trees are, and we'll be filling in where trees have been harvested. So there's going to be a lot of planting happening each spring and each fall for the next couple years until we really fill all of this in. And then once that's done, we'll just be filling in continuously. I don't think we'll ever completely clear cut any blocks and plant them from scratch, where, you know, once the field is well established, we'll just be filling in as trees get harvested, and that's it. Thanks for following today, guys. I appreciate you. If you got questions, you know where to leave them. I'll answer what I can. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.